How's it going, guys? And welcome back to BL3's Forgotten. This is where I take a look at unused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Peacemonger. If you'd like to get the Peacemonger for yourself, go on a fast travel over to Atlas HQ on Promethea and making your way all the way up and into Reese's office. From Reese, you can grab the ratched up side quest and return back down the elevator to help Terry revive his friend into the body of a ratch. After doing so, you will be rewarded with the Peacemonger. If you've already completed the side quest, you can get more Peacemongers from the Crazy Earl Veteran Rewards vending machine on Sanctuary. The Peacemonger is a unique purple Atlas pistol, having completely locked parts and being unable to be anointed. Consuming 4 ammo per shot, the Peacemonger will fire out a huge rocket that at a set distance will split off into 4 smaller homing projectiles, each of which will deal splash damage on impact. So I get that I yap about how good I think guns look a hell of a lot, so I'm not going to in this one. Just look at that thing, I think it speaks for itself. Worth noting, this is the final Atlas for the series, aside from the Res, but the Res isn't really a gun. Surely you guys aren't going to make me do a video on the Res, right? Right? As a pretty big Atlas fan, it is a bit bittersweet, but I'm impressed that I stretched them out for this long, considering that there is literally only 10. I just wish it wasn't the Peacemonger that I decided to leave for the end. We're going out on a terrible note. The Peacemonger is bad enough that I can barely even talk about it as a gun, because it barely even functions as a gun. Actually getting the Peacemonger to hit anything would be a miracle the likes of which hadn't been seen since Chris Angel walked on water. First off, you have to play from a pretty big distance. From first person, this is actually a little confusing because it doesn't actually look like the split happens that far out, but that's because the initial projectile is just fucking massive. But okay, there's plenty of guns with a sweet spot, and I love plenty of them. But this isn't a sweet spot. This is a step 1 to even getting the gun to function spot. Step 2 is prayer. After that split, you get 4 projectiles that'll home in on enemies. Yippee, I hear you yell. But no. Odds are, with the bullshit-ass trajectory of each projectile, you're going to just entirely miss your target too hard for the bullets to course correct. They all diverge outward from the center at an angle, meaning that either they end up in the sky or embed in the ground immediately. Notice how neither option is the enemy. If you do manage to get them to target an enemy, there's 2 options. First, these projectiles have the turning radius of your mother, and while trying to make themselves useful, they'll probably hit a wall. Second, say they don't hit something. They probably didn't actually target the enemy that you were trying to target. I don't know what the fuck is up with the pathfinding of these bullets, but they'll just sometimes pick the furthest possible enemy to try and go hit. And after all that, if you do manage to hit an enemy, it does fuck all damage-wise. This piece of shit makes you turn to God for the chance that it'll hit something, demands 4 ammo per roll of the slot machine, and when you finally win big, it's actually just a room temperature bucket of river silt and piss. You may know that the only thing that really makes the auto-aim bad is how it'll make you miss headshots because it'll target center mass. The Peacemonger seems to target anything but mass. And yeah, slapping an anointment on this thing doesn't fix any of this. I mean, I did see it sometimes do a little bit more damage, and I think I killed some trash mobs with it, but damage is genuinely the least of this Don's worries. Do you think it can't get any worse from here? Well, then try it out on Amara with heavy rain and watch as it carries you to a whole nother circle of hell. Just take a look at how far back I had to stand to even have a chance at making contact with anything. And at that distance, there was absolutely no chance I was going to be able to hit what I wanted. I just had to let the gun take the wheel. I was barely playing the game. Now with that, credit where due, during Fervor and Athenas, I did actually see this gun kill enemies, though specifically only trash mobs, because the second anything even remotely tankier showed up, the only way I managed to kill them was through Remnant or Ties That Bind. And even when it was killing, it was still miserable. The Peacemonger is like the child of the multi-tap and the replay. Multi-tap and the replay are wildly successful and wish to give their son a wonderful life. Unfortunately, they gave him a little too good of a life, and now he's a useless rat that never once had to try. So how do we fix it? Simple answer is just better tracking, tighter spread on the split projectiles, damage increase, and of course, an anointment. Maybe like half the ammo cost as well. But I think this would still suffer due to just being a more complicated multi-tap / replay. Let's make it a little bit more interesting. Even slower fire rate, maybe even just making it semi-auto, but with much higher damage. 3 ammo per shot, no more homing bullshit, but the split is now much tighter. Like, those projectiles are just kind of in each other tighter. And then throw some crit damage on the card. Just like that, we've made an explosive Atlas hand cannon with a sweet spot that hits like a truck. This is definitely very different from what this gun was originally going for, but genuinely this gun has just been done better already in the previously mentioned pistols. Let's give this thing a unique identity while still kind of keeping some of the aspects of it. Plus, as many of you know, I am but a simple whore for hand cannons. That's about do it for this one though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Down in the description will be a link to my Twitch channel where you can follow to be notified of when I go live, and just below that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.